Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Gene Boykin. I am the founder of the GoGetter family, where I teach people to become the bank in real estate investing. All right. And tonight, I'm going to be talking to you about finding prospects. Where do you find the best off market, no competition leads? Well, tonight, I'm going to tell you. All right. I'm going to give you some of the secret sauce that makes the GoGetter family one of the top investing groups in the game, man. My students around the country closing deals. Myself closing deals, man. We just launched our acquisition company in Las Vegas, Denver, and a few other places around the country using creative financing and subject to buy houses with no money and no credit checks, guys. I'm from Iowa, man. I'm about to move out of Iowa, um, probably to Vegas or to Denver, wherever we find a house that I like for me and for my family. So, hey, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope that this brings you some value. All right, I'll be back in a second.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end. We some no quitters. Knock it out the park. We for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere. That's a dome splitter. Yeah. Control our own destiny. Make moves. Cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance. Bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients. Now that's a dope recipe.
All right, what's good, everybody? For those of you guys that are watching, if this is your first time to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and definitely hit that like button. Get us in the algorithm so that we can spread this game, this knowledge, man, to the people. All right. Now, on the second half of the show, I do answer questions, whatever questions that you have pertaining to real estate and entrepreneurship. Hey, you can kind of see that behind me, that blackboard. All right, I didn't think you could see that very well. I guess with this camera you can. This is my good camera, y'all. You know, I'm upgrading nowadays. I done upgraded a little bit, man. Your boy's coming up. I'm coming up, and it's all because of real estate. It's all because of subject to and creative financing. It has changed my entire life. All right. Now, the purpose of this channel, the purpose of the Go Getter family is to give you guys the actionable knowledge that you need to close transactions, to buy investment properties with little to no money out of your own pocket, no credit checks. All right. Guys, I own 6 houses. I bought 6 houses in 6 months and did 7 transactions. And on all 6 of those transactions were the houses that I own. I didn't come out of my pocket at all to buy those houses. All right. I used other people's money and I own those houses. And the best part is I make monthly passive income on those houses. I got a house that's getting ready to be done that I got that house November. As a matter of fact, on public record, it shows November. We bought that house for $5,000. Of course, I didn't pay any of that, any of that 5,000. In our contract, we agreed that the 5,000 would be paid after the house is fixed up and sold. So we got a house that house is coming up. It'll be done in a couple of weeks. We're going to sell that for $215,000. We're going to sell it on contract. And I'm guessing here because I had somebody come look at it before it was fixed up that had a $40,000 down payment because of the neighborhood that it's in. So I'm guessing we'll get a minimum of $40,000 down on that property. All right. So that's what we're shooting for. And that's what becoming the bank can do for you. But I talk to people a lot. You know, I got a lot of people that reach out to me because I got a huge social media following, especially on TikTok, which I will be making a backup page because they just took one of my posts down talking about community violation because what did it say? Illicit, illegal drugs and something else. I was like, what? Dude, I'm talking about foreclosures in this. What are you even talking about? So if that account gets shut down, we're gonna have a backup. So anyway, I talk to people a lot, and one of the main things they ask me, it's where do you find these properties? Where do you find them? Right? There's a couple of questions that always come up, like where do you find these types of properties, and then what do you say to a person to get them to let you take over their debt? All right. So I actually just put together about a 9-page document today for my inner circle. my one-on-one mentorship students, and my my group coaching students with all of our tactics for finding off-market, no competition leads. Now, this is the thing with this strategy. All right, guys, what we have to understand is we are becoming the bank here because we're taking over existing debt on our acquisitions. When we buy this property, this is what subject to, this is the essence of subject to and creative financing. All right. We're taking over the debt on our acquisitions when we acquire that property. Okay. And then on our exit strategy, on our disposition, that's really where we're becoming the bank. Because on our disposition, let's just say for the sake of an example, we take over $100,000, a $100,000 mortgage. All right. And then on our disposition, we're going to sell it for $125,000 on rent to own, though. So now what we've done is we've created an additional $25,000 in debt out of thin air, guys. And that debt, it's owed to me. It's owed to us, right? So that's where you become the bank, guys. So again, if you're watching, don't forget, hit that like button. And if we provide some value, go ahead and subscribe. All right. So one of the first things that I want to talk to you about is where we can find some of these good houses, man. And, you know, the typical way of investing, I mean, that's really the old way, man. That's the old way. It's a prehistoric way of investing. One, needing a lump sum of money and having to qualify for debt, borrowing money from a bank. That, I mean, you just don't have to do that anymore. That is the old prehistoric way of real estate investing. Oh, thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's prehistoric way of real estate investing. All right. We don't do that anymore. So that being said, we've got to set ourselves apart, and we're able to do that. All right. We're able to do that by being creative. Okay. You got to be a creative thinker, man, a creative problem solver. Listen to me. All right. Think about it like this. One, I was just talking to a friend of mine, man, the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. And, you know, he had gotten in a car crash, like, and it wasn't like, it was a pretty bad car crash. His car was tore up, but it was his fault because he had pulled out by accident and somebody hit him. So it was his fault, 100%. But it was pretty bad, you know, they T-boned him. So he was a truck driver. All right. Well, now he got a promotion at his job. So now he's like a manager, and he pretty much solves other people's problems, right? He's a manager, he solves other people's problems, and then he's a dispatcher as well, right? Dispatcher, and it's like a manager. So he calls his job. He went to the hospital, went to the emergency room, man. He's out in California. So he sat in the emergency room for freaking 9 hours. And again, he's a manager. He gets paid really good, really, really well. Has a really nice house, like all that stuff, you know. So he's got really good insurance. He sat in the emergency room for 9 hours. That's a whole nother story. I don't even get into that. But he calls his job and he's like, yeah, you know, lets him know what happened, send him the hospital paperwork, and, you know, I won't be into work Monday, right? And don't you know, the first thing that came out of their mouth was, well, will you be to work Tuesday? And he's like, what? He's like, dude, did you see my car? It's pretty much like, it looks like a harmonica, man. Like, you know what I mean? Them squishy, the instrument that, dude, the guy could have been like seriously hurt, man. Like, I'm glad that he wasn't, thank God, right? But that was the first thing on his job's mind. It wasn't, are you okay? Are you shaking? All right. Take as much time as you need to heal. All right. Because we've got to heal from stuff like that, man. That's a traumatic experience, right? Not only physically, but you get there's an adrenaline dump, man. You're drained emotionally, things. I mean, God, dude, this is why I could never work again. I could never work a 9 to 5. But I'm bringing all this up because of our conversation that we had. It got pretty deep. The conversation got pretty deep, man, because I love him. That's my brother. If I call somebody a friend, that's family for me. Because my family, you know, I say this a lot. None of my family has the same blood as me, except my kids. pretty much. People that have the same blood as me, they're pretty much relatives. Unfortunately, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We got to live in reality, so it just is what it is. But, oh, yeah, I was like, where's my whipped cream at?
How do I not see that on the table?
Oh, okay, thank you. I get my whipped cream and my coffee, y'all. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, she take. Oh, I'm bougie now, huh? All right, well, when you become the bank, you get a little bougie. All right, y'all. So anyway, so I'm talking to him, man. That's my bro, man. That's my dude, and he's super talented, super smart. And I tell him, I'm like, man, listen. I tell him right now in history, this is the best time to become a millionaire. And all you have to do as an entrepreneur is really solve a person's problem, right? You solve a person's problem, but to grow your business as an entrepreneur, you've got to have tools in place, right? The software that you need, just the ability. So when we go to a job, right, and we start a new job, or we get a promotion, in his case, right? He just blindly trusted his own ability that getting this promotion, he was going to be able to do it. Even though he didn't know how to do that job, they would give him some training. I told him, whether you train for a month and then they, throw you in there to sink or swim, or if they just give you some tools and some tips and then just throw you in the new job to sink or swim and to learn as you go. You trust your own abilities, and then you trust the fact that they're going to give you the tools, the software, and the other things that you need to complete that job. You just instinctually, we trust that. So we're willing to do that with the job. And what he said to them too, when they said, well, will you be into work Tuesday? I mean, we all have these gaps, man. We got bills, health insurance for kids, all this stuff. So he says to him, he's like, yeah, I'll be in. He's like, but I'll tell you this. And he told this to his manager. He said, if I was still driving a truck, right? Because he's driving the big boy semis. If I was still driving a truck, I'd be out at least 3 weeks. And if he was driving a truck, that was cool. They couldn't say anything about it because the company's liable if he's, not ready to drive and they put him out there, right? But now he's not driving. He's back in the office. So he worked at home doing his job because he can do it all over the computer, the internet. So that's what I told him. I said, boom. I said, right there, bro. I said, right there. You see how you worked out of your home for that week, and you did your job, man. He was like, man, I had to solve other people's problems. That's pretty much what my job is taking on other people's problems, solving them, babysitting people, making sure things go right. I said, bro, that's all it is as an entrepreneur. That is all it is as an entrepreneur, but we've got to get over those fears, because my fiance, she just quit her job, man. She put in her 2-week notice last week. She's done, man. After this week, it's over with. She's done, man. And just for some little side money, she's going to do the Amazon arbitrage stuff, where you find products that are selling on Amazon at a higher price, and then you find them at, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, or whatever, buy them, sell them on Amazon. I was like, bro, you can do that. I said, because you're doing it now. You're doing it now for your job, but you're getting this weekly paycheck, right? But all you got to do is invest in your education, in your knowledge, invest in the tools that you need, the software tools. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to even get on there and show your face and make videos or none of that. You can do the Amazon arbitrage if you wanted to, man, and you'd be great at it because you are a talented person, and the value that you bring to your job that you have got you up to management, your problem-solving skills, your ability to deal with people, your ability to think on the fly, your ability to use the tools and the software that they provide for you. Well, bro, you can do that all for yourself, man. And I told him, man, I was like, man, fuck that job, dude. Excuse my language, but I curse. But I was like, dude, fuck that job, man. To hell with that, bro. Like, and I told him now, I was like, I'll work, oh, that's what you do, Fresh Air Brown. What's up, Fresh Air Brown? I don't think I've ever seen you on here before. That's what's up, man. Thanks for joining me, brother. Make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. And tell us where you're from in the comments, man, when you comment. I'm a small town Iowa guy, man. I like to know where people are at, man, watching the YouTube and in my Facebook stuff. So anyway, I told him, man, the hell with that job, man. You can provide for yourself. I said, you know what? Now I work, man, because I'm building now, right? I'm trying to build something that's going to be worth hundreds of millions, man. The GoGetter family, and my real estate company, right? But the GoGetter family, man, it's not a moment, it's a movement. So, dude, I put in 60, 70 hours a week, easy. Like, That's on a slow week, right? But I'm building something for me. I'm building something for my family. I'm building something for my legacy. I'm building something that I can pass down to my kids. You will never be able to do that with a job. You can't. There's just not enough time because you're getting paid for your time and there's not enough time. So we have got to stop blindly trusting, right, these jobs that are giving us training, giving us software, giving us tools. And we're cool with that, right? We'll start a new job, man. We'll apply for a new job that we don't know shit about, man. We'll even puff up our resume, man, because it's $22 an hour, $23, whatever it is. And we'll still go and do it. But we're scared. We let fear consume us when we've got to step, we want to step out there and do something for ourselves. So this is what I told him too, man. And then I'll get into the finding prospects. Sorry, guys. I got on this long diatribe, man. But, you know, I care about my go-getter family people, man. So I wanted y'all to know this, man, because anybody can do what I'm doing. Becoming the bank, man. Real estate. Buying these houses, just like it says behind me, man. Buy houses, no money. Anybody can do it. Anybody. But you got to be committed. You got to be willing to sacrifice, and you got to be willing to put in the work. And you got to overcome that fear. Okay, you in Maryland. All right, that's what's up, homie. Yeah, you driving truck, man. My homeboy, man, drives a truck. I have my CDL. I still have my CDL, but I don't have the big, long semi CDL. What is that, Class A? I got like a Class C or some shit. Hey, Pablo, what's good, man? Hey, I'm glad that you went to that student success meeting today, man. That means to me that you want to succeed, bro. So hats off, brother. Hats off, because I guess there's only 5 of y'all there, man. And that kind of, I was like, man, what the fuck? So anyway, I don't want to get too far off subject. So anyway, we have to get over that fear, guys. Because if we can go out and we can do this for a job to get a paycheck every week and trust that business, that company, that corporation is going to do what they're supposed to do, so that we can sell our time to them and they'll pay us back for that time, right? In 2 weeks when we get that paycheck, because that's what they do. We front them our time and then they pay us for it. They don't pay us first, right? Unless you're on salary. And if you're on salary, you're working way more hours, right? So guys, be committed, be ready to make a sacrifice. And, you know, in situations, especially like this, with this real estate, with the 7 steps to becoming the bank, anybody can do it. You don't need a lump sum of money and you don't have to have good credit, right? So check it out. The thing is, though, is this: when you find something like this, whatever it is, where you know that this is an opportunity and it will change your life, and you want to do it, it is not going to be easy. It won't. A lot of people, man, they don't want to put in that hard work. They just don't. So it won't be easy. And the crazy part is this too, is like the universe, man, the spirits, God, whatever you believe in, it is going to make sure that you see those dark days, man. When you start out something new, something that can change everything for you and your family, man, break those chains, change it, change your history, man, and lay a foundation where your name will always be remembered in your family because you are the one that made that change, man. You're the one that made that change. So God, the universe, man, spirits, they will put your darkest days right out there in front of you after you make that change. Right after you make that change, they're going to put your most difficult days, your darkest days, because they want to see if you are truly committed to this. Are you really committed? Do you really want this? And then when you prove that you do, that's when the floodgates open up. That's when the floodgates open up. But you have to prove that, because if you're the type that's going to shrink away right when something tough happens, then you didn't deserve it. You didn't really want it. So you're not going to get it. Because, man, my life's great right now. My life is beautiful. But I work hard, though. I work super hard, man. But I love it. I love it, man. But I made it through those dark days. Pablo, what you say? Oh, this is happening, bro. I might have slacked off, but once it's on, it's on. That's right. That's right. Planning the hustle out there. All right. That's right, man. It's going to be life-changing, bro. Absolutely, man. You know it. It is. It is. And plus, with the things you've set up already, Pablo, man, you're in there. So, all right, guys. Let me get into the how you find these prospects, all right? How do you find these off-market deals? So, one way, right, I just had this for dinner tonight, man, with the family. It's crazy. So one way is wherever market you're in, right? You can even go to hole in the wall mom and pop pizza shops, guys. You have to be a creative thinker and a creative problem solver. You can go to hole in the wall pizza shops, mom and pop shops, right? And you get you can buy space on their pizza delivery boxes. Get people to come to you. The warm leads are the best leads. Get people to come to you. You can be on those pizza companies. They sell that advertising or sponsorships on their boxes. All right, you'll pay for an advertising fee or even part of or all of the cost of each box that your ads on. It's not even going to be that much, man. You can spend $500. I remember I had an offer and I didn't do it, and I'm kicking myself in the ass right now that I didn't. Kicking myself in the ass because, and the reason why I didn't do it though is because when they called me, they were being deceptive, and then the truth came out about what they were offering, and I was already feeling some type of way. So I was like, man, I'm not messing with y'all. You trying to be deceptive, man. I don't do business like that. But they were trying to sell me ad space on a local pizza company's pizza boxes. And this pizza company is popular in my city. Like everybody loves it. And it was only like $550. $550, man, for a year. And I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And the exposure that would have got for me and my company. And you can put stuff like this. I'm going to show you guys this flyer that I just got. These are mailers, right? These are our mailers. But you can shrink these down. Getting a hard time from your bank. I love these, dude. Yeah. Now, you don't have to put that much copy and stuff on there, that many words, right? But you can put something like that, man, in the ad on a pizza. Get people coming to you. Phone number. And then you have a script. We call it our seller questionnaire. Have that ready for when that phone starts to ring, right? But also, guys, social exposure. If you don't have money, listen to me now. That one might cost a little bit of money, but if you don't have money, social exposure will do it. Oh, somebody's coming in from Facebook. It only says Facebook user on here. Who is that said, I hear that, bro? Who is that? I don't know who it is. I do appreciate you watching though. So social exposure. All right, listen to me. One, you always want to have business cards. Man, mine are upstairs. No, I got some right here. I got this whole box right here. You always want to have business cards, man. If you can make your own business cards. You know, you can order them, whatever you need to do. You can get business cards, guys. This is no money investing to buy a house, but you're going to have to spend a little bit of money. It's a business. It's your business. You're going to have to spend a little bit of money, right? So I've got these business cards, my logo on there, right? My 800 number, boom, on the back. That's what we want, right? So social exposure. Now you spend $20, $30, man, on some cards. And your social exposure is when you attend parties or meet people in passing, you tell everybody what you do, man. You tell everybody. But the thing is, though, right? We want to do it with intention. You want to do it with intention. So you have a little speech prepared. We have to be prepared. You got to give yourself the best chances to win, right? So I help people who have a house that need to sell quickly. I buy houses that are in any condition and location, and then I sell them to people who need a place. Sometimes I can provide owner financing and sell them on rent to own. That's what you do. Boom. Here's my card. As a matter of fact, if you know anybody, we pay a referral fee, a $1,000 referral fee. Whenever there's a transaction that's referred to us and we close on it, we'll pay $1,000 referral fee. Right there. Everything that you do, you are promoting your business. You're promoting your business. I'm going to give you guys some game here, all right? Listen to me. And I'm going to tell you the websites right now, too. I'm just giving you guys some inside stuff here. But that's because I appreciate y'all watching. So I only see one like up, man. I need to see some more likes. I'm about to give you guys these inside websites. And they're pretty much free. So the government, guys, the government, great resource. The government's going to be one of your better resources. The VA, FHA, FDIC, the DEA, bro, the Drug Enforcement Administration, they're seizing houses all the time, dude, because the war on drugs, man. Like, they're all the time, man. So, you got Fannie Mae, man, Freddie Mac. They've got various methods to market their foreclosed or their seized properties, right? The IRS, man, you can call each agency to get on their list. They have a list, guys, of people that they send this information to, right? They post it places, in public places, on their sites or whatever, but they also have a list. So you want to call them and get on their list. And it's the same thing with these with banks, with lenders too, other financial companies, right? You want to get on their list, man. Um, but you can call each agency to get on their list. But HUD, you can access HUD on the internet at it's just www.hud.gov/home sales.html. I just gave you guys a gem right there, man. Gave y'all a gem. And that's HUD. That's Housing and Urban Development right there. Dude, they got the government backs so many mortgages. They're the largest insurer of mortgages. And then also they're giving mortgages, FHA loans, right? And they're the largest buyer on the secondary market for FHA or for mortgages. Also, another one, the VA. All right, I'm gonna give y'all this game, man. The VA is it's www.homeloans.va.gov/PMoffice.html. Right there. Write that down, man, because I'm not putting it in the notes. This is for people that watch, are gonna see it, who made it through all my whole spiel of shit, right? Now I'm about to give you guys some, man. All right, so also, though, when you do that, you're going to call these various agencies for their selling procedures too, because they change those regularly, man. It's the government, right? But just check them out. And then you can, man, it's the gift of talking to people too, being able to make them feel comfortable with you. And you can find out, man, how can you get to that list before they're foreclosed on and for sale by the government? How can I get to that list? Right? When you're talking to that person, just see what's up, man, and follow the breadcrumbs. We have to be creative problem solvers. Get out of that employee rhythm where you have to be told something step by step by step. Just use your logic. And trust me, guys, I had to break out of that. I did, because this is what we're taught. This is how we are taught to be in the American education system. We're taught to think this way, that we have to be told what to do. We have to be told our next step. There's no there's no creative problem solving and logic taught. I mean, man, it's yeah. So anyway, another good place to go on the internet is firstgov.gov. Firstgov.gov. All right. That's a single portal for most all government agencies right there. That one I just gave you. All right. So those are your government ones. But another one is this. Now, guys, eviction filings, especially right now. Eviction filings. Because if you're trying to get into either wholesaling and then creative finance and subject to, you are not, and I'm going to repeat this, especially the way the market is, you are not going to be able to find houses by looking on Zillow.com and Realtor.com. And definitely not listed with a realtor, because we want to get them for under market value. This is why we want off-market properties, no competition. We have to have a problem to solve. So all we're doing is we're really looking for people with problems. All right. And here's a great one. Eviction filings. Tired landlords, guys. It's a great source of unexposed properties. These properties have not been exposed to the market in a while, and they probably got a lot of equity to play around with. And I'll tell you what, after the moratorium, after COVID, there are a ton of these, man. And these landlords are so, man, pissed off and tired of the shit, because listen, during COVID, there was a moratorium on evictions. So people not paying rent and people not paying their mortgage, right? They couldn't be evicted and they couldn't be foreclosed on. So, but if you're a landlord and you have debt on that property, you have a mortgage on that property and you're using your rent, your monthly rent to pay that mortgage, and then you're keeping the leftover. Well, if you're not getting rent, how else are you going to pay that mortgage? You're going to pay it out of your own pocket. Man, if you negotiate these things right, they'll just give you these properties and let you just take over that existing debt. You won't pay them anything, man. They're so fed up. They just want out from up under it. They just don't feel like they can get from up under it because there's probably repairs to be made, or they may not be enough equity to pay a realtor, stuff like that. So eviction filings, guys, and this is all public record. All right, down at your courthouse, you can get this stuff, right? So what you do is too, that's a great source for the takeover payment financing right there, just to take over the existing payments. That's what we want to do. And then we put our tenant buyer in there and they're making those payments for us. So it's not coming out of our pocket. Now, another one is divorce cases. Public record. That is public record. Divorce cases, guys. Because in most times when a person gets married, right, it's the American dream, man. It's the American dream. And guys, if you're just tuning in, my name's Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter family. I teach people how to buy investment properties with no money out of their own pocket and no credit checks by becoming the bank. Tonight, what I'm talking to you about is where to find the best off-market, no competition properties, man. The best properties, especially in this market. Right now, in my city, dude, I find the best properties, man. My students, dude, we're finding properties all the time with tons and tons of equity. Tons of equity that are off market and super motivated to sell. You've got to do some other back end stuff like tracking them down, right? Doing your skip tracing and things like that. But guys, to get a free house, you're going to have to put in a little work. All right. So, hey, if you're just now joining, I appreciate you joining. Consider subscribing if I give you some value, and don't forget to hit that like button. All right. So back to where I was at. Divorce cases. All right. Often, right, in the divorce, the American dream is when you get married to buy a house. I see it on social media all the time. Oh, we just bought a house. We bought our first house. And I'm thinking to myself, like, no. Oh, you got a 30-year mortgage. 30-year mortgage that you are personally liable for. If anything goes wrong, your credit is hit because you're responsible for that mortgage payment no matter what. It doesn't even matter what happens. Like you're responsible, so you got to pay it. So in a divorce, this is why I promote divorce, right? As a lead generator. One, it's public record. So it's published in a local publication. All right. But the thing is when you're married, you've got two incomes most of the time. And you've got these bills, right? But you got these two incomes. So you've got your bills calculated out because you got two incomes. You know who's paying what and how much you got to pay and this and that. Well, in a divorce, somebody's leaving that house, right? Sometimes as part of the divorce decree, they have to sell the house, right? They have to sell. But one person is going to get that house and one person is going to leave. Well, if one person stays, that means there's only one income now. But those bills have pretty much stayed the same. They pretty much stayed the same. So it's hard for one person to pay that. So we can come in and we can give them that debt relief. And guess what? They don't have to make any, they don't have to do any repairs. They can take what they want, leave what they don't want. They don't have to do anything. There's no realtor commissions. We can close fast if you need to. All of this stuff to solve their problems, guys, to solve the problems. We are problem solvers. So divorce cases, man. What you do is, though, I'm going to give you this tip right here, right? So with a divorce case, you go look it up and you get the information. But then what you do is you send them a marketing letter. Send it. You got to have 6 points of contact so you can call them, but you can send your marketing, guys. Send it, man. Send this stuff. I'm about to listen. I'm going to put it on out here. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm about to light Las Vegas, Nevada up, Denver, Colorado, Orlando, Florida, and a few other places. I'm about to light them up with my marketing and how we get down, man. We are going to come up because I'm doing all this stuff. I'm telling you, we're going to do this. We're going to do it. I got a whole team, man. I got 2 cold callers. I've got my lead generator, right? I've even got my acquisition manager. She's got an assistant. on the team. Got our disposition manager, and then I'm hooking up with a roundtable member, GoGetter Family Roundtable member that is in Las Vegas. That's going to be our guy on the ground there as an acquisitions manager. If we've got to talk to him face to face, he's going to go close them. Boom. And he's super high level. Levi Epps, man, Coach Dub, he's dope. So I'm letting y'all know, like, the things I'm telling you guys right now, how do you think we're generating our leads? And we just skip traced 1,400 leads in Las Vegas. We just skip traced 1,400 leads in Vegas, man. So we're about to kill it. Are you still allowed to use the TGGF credibility as stated in my documents? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that, Haley. If you're a student, you are 100% are allowed to do that. If you're not a student, I don't even know what you're referring to. Because I've never, you can't, nobody, I can't just let everybody in America say they're, with We Buy Houses and Help People and can go to my website. No. But if you're in the inner circle, you're a group coaching student or one-on-one mentorship, absolutely, you can do that. We've actually got some things in place to do that. So the next thing, right, is tax liens, guys. Tax liens. I got on. No, I mean, when I say student, I mean in my one-on-one mentorship or my group coaching. That's what I mean by student. I'm sorry. I should have clarified that. That's my fault. So tax liens, guys. So I just did a post on TikTok, right, the other day. I went into where did I do it at? For Durham, North Carolina. For Durham, North Carolina. I went into Google and I typed in Durham, North Carolina sheriff's sale. I hit enter. As soon as I hit enter, another site came up about the Durham sheriff's auction. I clicked on that, and then it said delinquent tax lien list. I clicked on that, guys, and there were over 500 leads on there. 500 leads, and these people are delinquent on their taxes. So that means that there's a problem to solve, and they're motivated because these houses go up for auction. They either have to catch up those back taxes, because if they don't, the house is going to be auctioned and they'll lose the house and they won't get anything. So they're very motivated, but we don't do the tax deed, the tax deeds like everybody else out there. We're actually going to track down the owner, reach out to them, see what the problem is, have them agree to sell us their house, and we'll take care of those taxes. Right. So we're not just going to buy the tax deed and wait for the redemption period, like the strategy goes, wait for the redemption period and then just take these people's houses from them without them knowing it. Like, we don't operate, the GoGetter family definitely doesn't operate like that. So your tax liens, guys, just told you how to find those too. But also you can just go down to your courthouse. Your clerk of courts will have those. It's public, and that is public information, guys. Public information. We have the right to that. And I want to tell you guys this real quick too. If you go down to your courthouse, right, these people are obstructionists. They just are. I don't know why. I don't know the reasoning behind it. They just are. If they are giving you a hard time on giving you this information, all you've got to do is fill out a Freedom of Information Act form. Freedom of Information Act form. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right. So I'm not going through all 9 pages of these lead tactics here, but I am giving you guys some great tips on how to do it. Okay. So another one, right? Another one is this, right? You want to create lead magnets. Lead magnets. So you can do this. I remember I was selling one of my houses one time, right? And I was having a difficult time selling it because I don't like to do any repairs, any fixing and all that stuff. I don't do any. I buy as is and I sell as is. So I was having a difficult time selling this one. So I had to put an ad in my local classified paper, the newspaper, local classified section of my newspaper, right? Of a house for sale. But what you don't see a whole lot of, is actually running and it cost me $38. It cost me $38 because newspapers, man, they're kind of, the thing of old, right? They're, people are getting on the internet looking, but a hard copy newspaper, it's going to be cheap to advertise in there now, right? But that's where we want to advertise because it's the older population is the ones looking at newspapers. And those are the people that have home that are homeowners, and they got a ton of equity in those houses. They got a ton of equity, and they need our help, right? So in your local classified section, you can run an ad about an I buy houses ad. All right. Now, the way that you do that is, up to you and your marketing. We go about it a little differently. We don't do the I buy houses cash and we buy ugly houses. I don't teach that, right? We go about it differently. We solve problems, guys. So, yes, if you have a house that you can't sell but need to, we can give you instant debt relief. Call us today. Something short like that, man, that costs you maybe 20, 30 bucks for 2 weeks in your classifieds. 20, 30 bucks. That's going to generate some calls. And then when people call in, you have your seller questionnaire ready. All right. So I'm about to take some questions here in a minute, guys. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. All right. So also, though, networking is huge. Like networking, guys, just and having those referrals set up, right? Your referral system. You got to pay a referral fee, like for people that bring you properties. Like, so, hey, my best friend, my hairdresser's one needs to sell her house. And I told her I knew a person. I gave her your phone number. All right. So, hey, Nick, if you close that deal, pay that $1,000, man. Pay that $1,000 referral. It's not going to come out of your pocket anyway if you're doing it the way that we teach, right? But another way to generate leads, guys, and this is all out-of-state owners. And listen, you can find all this stuff out on your own. All right, because that's public record. Ownership is public record. Now, we buy in trust with the GoGetter family, so it's a little harder to find out the ownership, right, when they buy in trust, but most people don't. Most people do not. So their information it's readily available. It is readily available. So if you're scouring public records, and you can do this via public records websites, or you can go down to the courthouse and do it. But this information is readily available. If it's an out-of-state owner, you're just going to look up, really, you find those through the property tax records. That's how you're going to find the out-of-state owners, is through property tax records. All right. And you may have to do some research, and you can purchase those through services, but I don't recommend buying leads. I just never do. All right. In any case, though, you're going to create a letter, though, to approach the owners and let them know you're interested in buying. You can usually get good deals there. Because out-of-state owners, man, a lot of times they see and they find out the hard way how hard it is to keep up with the maintenance, chase down their renters. Property management, man, isn't the greatest service on earth. So we can step in and give them that debt relief, take that thing over. Maybe if we've got to pay out, if they've got a lot of equity, the way we do it, we can pay that out over time, right? Or we can pay a lump sum here, 5, 10, 15,000, and then pay the rest over time. However you structure it, you can structure a deal, however creative your mind is. All right. So out-of-state owners, man, is another great one. Okay. Another one, though, I'm going to give y'all some game here. It's home builders and moving companies. Home builders and moving companies, guys. You can even partner with like a moving company. You can partner with them, because the person's moving. They're moving somebody. So what's going on with that house? Are they moving because they're moving to another house? What's up? Because they're going to hear something. And all we need is the tip, man. That's it. Y'all don't need you to go market for me or tell the homeowner anything like that. I just need the tip. Give me the tip. What's going on? What's the address? And they moved? Cool. That's all I need to know, right? Or that it's distressed in some sort of way, right? It's for sale, whatever the case is. So moving companies and then home builders. Listen to me on this one now. In the home builder situation, a lot of times what will happen is the home builders, they have to take houses in trade in order to sell the new house. So a home builder has built a new house from the ground up. And in order to sell that new house that they built from the ground up, they have to trade for their buyer's existing property that they live in. So now they've got, whatever money for this new property, but now they've got this other one on their hands. The build that they did, the new build, it's already paid for, guys. It's already paid for, but they've got that other property. They will let you get that property on terms, owner financing. They will become our bank and we will make payments to them. And then when we sell it to somebody on our disposition, we become our buyer's bank. And everybody is happy for it. We've helped the home builder out because we're getting them some money, some revenue for that house that they built, right? And they don't got to worry about that real estate end of, selling that house that's not brand new. We're helping them out. And then we're helping our buyer out because we're getting them home ownership without credit checks, without having to qualify and all that stuff, because most people don't qualify for a conventional mortgage. And secondly, the way that they're raising interest rates right now on mortgages, that is going to lock even more people out from qualifying for a mortgage. Because when interest rates are raised, your debt to income ratio won't, because your payment is higher now. Your monthly mortgage payment is going to be higher with a higher interest rate. So now your debt to income ratio won't fit into the bank's criteria, right? It just won't because those payments are higher. So, guys, do you have any questions for me? Because if not, I'm going to get on up out of here. Oh, I'm going to tell you one more too, man, before I go. The obituaries. Obituaries. And you don't have to be invasive about this. Listen to me. If you've got a few $100s to spend, this is what you do, right? You pick 2 or 3 of these options that I'm giving you, because you're going to have to make contact with these people somehow to let them know that you exist and that you'll buy their home. So you pick 2 or 3 of these, and you can send out mailers to them. Then you can cold call them. You can text them. You can drive by the house and door knock. You can do all of those things, right? But in the obituaries, you're reading the obituaries, man, and you're getting these addresses, seeing if these are, looking up the name on your local public records website, which I preach to find in your market. Please do that. So you look it up and you see if this person owns a home. If they do, we're sending out a marketing letter. We're sending out one of these. But the thing is, I'm going to give you guys one more tip because I mess with you. Whatever it is that you're sending out a letter to, or a marketing letter to, you want to make sure that you're speaking specifically to that person, right? Specifically to their motivation. So you don't want to just send a general letter for everybody that says, I buy houses cash, I can close quickly, no repairs needed, all that stuff. No, you want to have something individual for divorces, for foreclosures, for obituaries, right? Probate, right? Out of state owners. Because they a divorce and a probate don't have the same problems, guys. They might have some similarities, but they don't have the same problems. So, and then a foreclosure is going to be different from an out-of-state owner. But the GoGetter family, we would never send a out-of-state owner and a foreclosure lead the same marketing letter. We just would not do that, man. You can't, because you're not speaking specifically to that person. You have to target that person, because when you speak specifically to them, they're more likely to listen. Yeah, they're more likely to listen. I still keep this sitting on my desk. This is a marketing letter that I got to one of my investment properties. This thing's trash, man. Only reason why I read it, I thought it was junk mail first off. And look at the difference. Mine are a little smaller, but look at this. It's orange. It's ugly. Look at it. That's got some people on there like, they like, oh, man, this is going to be rough, right? So, it's a distress situation. Mine looks way better. And mine is speaking directly to foreclosures. This is my foreclosure mailer. This came to a foreclosure. So I'm going to read you the difference real quick for those of you watching. And somebody else just hit that like button. I appreciate you. Oh, somebody has a question. I'll answer that question in 1 minute, Charles. Hey, Charles, man, I appreciate you asking a question too, man. Thank you. Can you put where you're from when you ask a question, homie? Because I love to know. We love to know where people are from. So I'm going to read you guys some of each and see if you guys can see the difference. And look at this. It's all papery. Yeah. But it's smaller, but it's more high quality. So anyway, this one says it's addressed to my trust. Dear Cornelia Living Revocable Trust, my name is, I won't say it. I own a small company that invests in real estate. We are looking for a property like yours at 123 Main Street. Are you selling it or any other properties you might own? I know you might get other offers for your property, and the offers might all look the same with hard sell tactics, and you're probably given all kinds of different advice on what to do. If you were considering selling, I could provide an easy selling process to handle the entire transaction. We pay all closing costs associated with the sale. There are no real estate agents to pay. We can also deal with the tenants if that is the situation. Pretty straightforward process, a concierge type of transaction. Guys, and now remember, oh, you in Charlotte. Hey, that's what's up, Charles, man. I love Charlotte, man. We going to be down there operating too. Anyway, so this was sent to one of my properties that I just recently had got off of the sheriff's auction list. So this is mine. This is the GoGetter families, my We Buy and Help. So on this side, it says, your lender giving you a hard time? Question mark. That's it, right? On the front. And then it says, call us today, right? But then when they turn it over, it says, the report your lender hopes you never see. Now, remember, I'm sending this to foreclosures. And this one came to a foreclosure. It had just recently been taken off the list. It says, have you been impacted by COVID or some other unforeseen circumstance that set you back? Have you tried to work with your lender to find a solution that you can both handle for your situation, but they just don't care? We can make your payments evaporate and solve your problems. Call or go to the website below today to get your free foreclosure relief report that lays out the options your lender is praying you never find out about. We specialize in advocating for homeowners that need some sort of debt relief or assistance navigating their situation with their lender. I love this thing. I mean, for those of you guys watching, did you just hear the difference between the two? I didn't say nothing about buying no house. Nothing about you probably hear from other people and all that crap. I talked about their problem. I talked about helping them. I talked about giving them relief. I talked about helping them navigate the situation. All of that stuff, man. That's how you operate. That is called a USP. And I'm offering them some value. Call today to get your free foreclosure relief report. I'm offering value, guys. There's a huge difference in that. So Charles Pagan from Charlotte, North Carolina asks, what's your primary source of making contact? So before I scaled, before I scaled my business, my primary source of making contact, Charles, in Sioux City, Iowa, where I'm at, because I like to buy pretty houses too, man. I've bought ugly houses and done transactions and made a good amount of money too. Good amount of money. But I like pretty houses. So my primary form of contact, especially when I was first just starting out, is door knocking, bro. Door knocking. I would find these houses, man, on the, in the particular ways that I look, whether it was auctions or otherwise. And I would see a good address, right? Because you should know your market. You see an address and you're like, ooh, that's a pretty good neighborhood, right? I would see it. And if it was a neighborhood where I was like, oh my goodness, that's in a distress somehow, I gotta drive by it, man. My spirit won't let me do anything else because I want to see, is somebody living there? Is the house in bad condition? Is it unkept? Or are they keeping up with it? Are they acting like there's nothing going on? Are they acting like they're not in a distressed situation and their lawn's still manicured and they're acting like they don't have to move out? I wanted to know those things. And then how that also helps, Charles, is this too, man. Especially when you're just starting out, dude. It saves you money because you don't have to do this stuff. I just started doing this stuff, man. I did. And I've only been doing this strategy for a year, which has changed my entire life. I own 6 houses. I've done 7 transactions in a year. Then I've helped people around the country to do this as well. But if you don't have the money, man, to do stuff like this, dude, you go drive by that house and you are probably bound to see a neighbor out there. And neighbors are a wealth of knowledge, dude. A wealth of knowledge. They're going to know what's going on. Oh, yeah, they had to move because such cousin died and they had to go take care of their house. And, man, you're going to hear all types of stuff. So my primary form of contact was door knocking. And then after that, it was cold calling. That's it. Door knocking and cold calling, man. Because getting people to call you, generating phone calls, that costs some money. That costs a little bit of money or time, right? Because we're like with these, when I say, look up properties, out-of-state owners and send them a letter, we're generating a call. So, sending some letters out, that's not going to cost you too much. Now, I just bought 2,000 of these. We skip trace 1,400 leads in Las Vegas, 149 in Denver. And we've got some other places around the country. So I ordered 2,000 of them things. And then I'm about to order some, I got some other stuff, man, that I'm ordering too, man. Some flyers, dude, stealth buying, man. You guys can post flyers. It just depends, Charles. Do you want phone calls, or do you not have the money to generate the phone calls, and you just need to get in contact with people? If you just need to get in contact, dude, you can skip trace them and call them. But I prefer door knocking, just because you're gathering so much more information, so much more data by going over there and taking a look at the property, taking a look at the neighborhood, man, because that's going to help you when you're selling it too. And it can help you in your acquisitions, like in your negotiating. All data, man, all information on a prospect, it can be helpful. It can be handy. Not can be, it is. It is absolutely 100%. So do you guys have any more questions for me? I don't see any questions. I'm about to get up out of here. I do appreciate you guys watching tonight. You know what I mean? It's been a minute since I've been on my YouTube channel. Guys, in the description, I did put the private Facebook group that we have, so you guys can join that group. I do exclusive trainings in there. I'm going to be having my team, my executive coach and my assistant executive coach coming in there doing trainings of their own. All right. So I'll be having some special guests coming in that thing too, man. So I don't see any more questions. So I do appreciate you guys watching. Oh, no capital. Okay. Charles says no capital. My only thing is I need to work on is negotiation skills. Well, the good thing on that is, Charles, is that I've got a couple videos on here that talk about negotiating, man. And we negotiate different. Right. And this letter right here was negotiating. It was, man. Because, you know, I'm trying to find what their problem is and asking questions, right? Asking questions. Is your lender giving you a hard time? You know, how has it been dealing with your lender? What have you tried so far to stop the foreclosure or whatever it is? So Charles, yeah, that Facebook group, man, the private Facebook group, it's in the description of this video. So just my team will not accept you if you don't answer the questions and leave your email. That's if there's no email, they're going to decline the request, man. But yeah, check it out, man. There's some good information in there, and there's some tutorial videos in there right now too, man. So all right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys watching tonight, man, coming to kick it with me. Let me pour into you with this knowledge. To my students that showed up, hey, always love and respect, man. So, guys, you know, again, the key to this strategy is understanding that we don't buy houses, we buy problems. All right. If we're able to be a solution to that problem, we get a house and we get paid very, very well. Okay. Also, the other key is understanding what Charles says he needs to work on. What do you say to a person? Because there are magic words that we have to use. All right. And then the third and final key is, where do you find these properties at? Because your money is going to be made on the front end of the deal, on the buy. That's where you make your money, man, is on the buy. You've got to buy it right. So finding the right type of prospect, it means damn near, it means everything, right? And especially during this market where houses are hard to find, the ones that are on the market are going above asking price. We don't want to compete, and we damn sure don't want to compete like that. All right. So use the tips that I gave you tonight for my group coaching and my one-on-one mentorship students. I just emailed you this entire document. So you got all the game. And we'll be talking about this a little bit more this week with my one-on-one students and Wednesday night in our group coaching session. All right. I'm also going to be putting together, guys, very soon, a boot camp sort of mentorship. It's going to be a little cheaper because my group coaching and my one-on-one mentorship, it is not cheap. I'm not even going to sit up here and stunt like it's cheap, man. It's not cheap because I've been helping people around the country get free houses, free, no credit checks, no money out of their own pocket. So it's not cheap, but I'm going to put together a boot camp, man. It's about a 30-day mentorship situation. So it'll be a little bit cheaper, but you're going to have to like go in super hard, man, on that boot camp. You'll get the materials, video tutorials, all that stuff, but I'll be talking about that more later, guys. Till then, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you feel like I brought you some value, right? Consider it, and hit that like button, guys. All right. Till next time. Hey, let's get to it, y'all.
I'm a go-getter.